Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tayler Yarish Show. Back again for another exciting week. Good to be doing this once more. My neighbor has started to work from home, and he speaks very loudly, does some kind of customer service. I think he sells insurance. I'm not really sure. To be honest, it sounds like a scam. I've heard him have the same conversation to people over the phone multiple times now, and then I'll hear him talk to his coworkers, and it's a very different tone. It's a very different tone that he uses. It's more antagonistic, I'd say. He's like, "Well, I don't have the right fucking copy." Okay? And I'm like, "Is that a customer?" It really makes you think twice, I guess, about working from home. I wouldn't want to do that. If I had like a customer service job, I'd probably want to leave all that at the office. Because there's a thing of like, you don't want to conflate your home with your work, and you now associate your couch with trying to sell people on a new premium or whatever. You just like, you want home to be home. That's what you want. Unless you hate your home. And by all means, then it just doesn't really matter. If you already hate it, then why not just throw work into it as well, you know? A lot of people are going back to the office. I think they're making you now. I don't know. They're changing up the rules every day. But, good news. CDC just said you no longer need to wash your hands after using the bathroom. I don't know if you saw that update. They were like, yeah, no need. Fauci said, I follow what that man says when it agrees with my core beliefs as a person. We're all hypocrites like that, you know? Oh, well, I don't think that way, so he must be wrong. And then finally it comes around to your side and you're like, see? This is the guy in charge. You gotta listen. You gotta listen. So no more washing your hands, people, okay? Fauci, I disagree with washing your hands after pooping unless there has been significant feces placed on the fingertips. This is important. I don't know if that's a good Fauci. Is that a good Fauci? I haven't heard. I mean, he hasn't popped his head out of his little hole in quite some time. He just kind of tweets now. I think people are tired of seeing him. Once he went on fucking Matthew McConaughey's podcast, they were like, all right, enough. I think it's time to go back into the lab. But yeah, if you're vaccinated, no masks. That's the big update. No masks, which in New York at least is not really going to change anything. They said, like, if you're vaccinated, you don't need indoor, outdoor, you're good. But it still applies to businesses. And I still think the businesses have the right. If they want you to wear a mask, it's their place. You don't have to go in there. It's their place. If they want you to wear a mask, that's their prerogative. Now, why would you want to when you don't have to? If the disease people say that there's no longer a threat to vaccinated people to be diseased, then, why would you continue to do that? Again, that's their decision. I was at a bar last night with a tyrant of a bartender, but I respected it, Like, she controlled the bar. The servers had no idea what the fuck they were doing. They were like, there's people crowded over here, and there's people standing up, and they don't have mat. And this bartender just took control. She halted the music. She was like, and she was like, hey, I can't have anybody standing up without one. It was very aggressive. Same thing happened when somebody would call out food, and she was like, I don't know where this food is going. She she shut the music down and just screamed at the entire bar. It's like, you don't see that nowadays. Somebody just controlling, or in a bar. Like, it was a very non-corporate type of place, but I don't know. She was yelling at the people who didn't have, but it's like they're sitting down and they're all crowded and they don't have a mask, but somebody was like standing next to their table, didn't have a mask, and she was like, listen, you fuck. Like, she called him just like to their face. It wasn't like, hey, just a reminder to everyone. It was like, no, you go fucking put a mask. Like, I think that we can enforce these mask policy. If you're a business and you choose to have a mask policy still, I think that we can enforce it without being aggro, like they're out there killing people. You know what I mean? Like if it's your stiff, you're still just trying to be a little bit extra cautious. I get it. But the whole, like, you're a grandmother murderer, especially in New York where a lot of people are vaccinated. And of course they're getting vaccinated because we're offering fucking treats to people if they get, I mean, is that not, I don't know. It creeps me out a little bit. It creeps me out a little bit that we have to incentivize people by giving them fucking French fries and milkshakes and shit. Like the mayor gets on TV and he's just chomping on fries. She's like, man, this is good. Sure wish I had, sure glad I got the vaccine because now I can munch on these fries. Like it's kind of eerie. I'll play the audio.
Thank you so much, Randy. Thank you to the whole Shake Shack team. This is really going to help us out. And did you say free fries when you get vaccinated?
And then he takes a nice bite of the fries as he looks into the computer. I mean, this is just, I get it. I guess it's technically, if it is working, it's working, but it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like to see politicians eating. I don't want to see politicians munching down on Shake Shack French fries to promote some kind of anything. Really anything. Politicians, stop trying to act like a human being for 2 seconds. Just stop, because we know there's such a distrust, and he's kind of just a creepy dude where I see you eating French fries and I want nothing to do with it.
I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this?
There's also a burger element to this. It's fucking creepy, dude. Like, it's honestly sad. It's sad that it's gonna work. I think that's what it is. There was a meeting somewhere. There was probably a meeting where they sat down and they were like, how are we gonna get people who don't want these vaccines? How are we gonna get them to take the vaccines? What can be the trade? What can we give these people that will be good enough that they're willing to break ties with their mistrust of this, or whether it's just whatever hesitancy it is? How can we get these people to get on board? And then one guy in the back was like, what about food? Could we give them food? God damn it. It's the best goddamn idea you've ever come up with. Okay, I was talking about us getting food. We've been in here for 3 hours. I was thinking of maybe taking a lunch break. Could we get some food? No. But I like your idea. I like the idea of giving these fat fucks some burgers and fries. For their health. It's for their health. So that's what they're doing. They're partnering with Shake Shack for vaccines. And I don't know. I don't like to see Shake Shack stoop to this level in such a way. Because yes, they're a chain. Yes, they're everywhere. But they don't whore out on promotion in the same way that like McDonald's or Wendy's or any other fast food chain does. And to have them sit there and pretend like this is anything more than a fucking money grab is upsetting. You know what I mean? Because it'd be nice. I love Shake Shack. It's probably my favorite fast food joint, if you can call it that. I don't think it's fair to put McDonald's and Shake Shack on the same level, because I feel like the bigger you get, ultimately the quality's going to decline. And McDonald's is just about convenience at this point. It's not about a good burger. But Shake Shack legitimately makes a good burger. And so I don't want them to kick into that category. And yeah, to act like Shake Shack gives a fuck if some douchebag from Queens gets his vaccine or not. I don't think they care. They just want those long-ass lines in their Madison Square Park location again. They just want people flooding in there, trying to get free deep-fried potatoes, so we can keep them healthy, so we can keep them safe. And it wasn't just Shake Shack that did this. Shake Shack came up with, promotions. McDonald's came up with promotions. Krispy Kreme came up with Krispy Kreme. If that doesn't just, I don't know how we're not at 100% just vaccinations at this point. Krispy Kreme's giving out free donuts. You know how good a Krispy Kreme donut is? It's fucking amazing. And you know what? If the mayor is going to get on TV and, start touting how awesome it is to get vaccinated because you get free fries with your burger, I want him to do all the promotions. The next day, I want to see you at McDonald's shoving down some nuggets or whatever the free thing is. And then the next day, I want to see you at Krispy Kreme taking bear claws to the face. That's what I want, okay? How badly do you want your city to heal, Mayor? How badly? I mean, we should just do this with all health-related screenings. We should, Come on down to Wendy's and show us your recent dental check for half off a Baconator. Let's get this country healthy. Just ordered your prenatal vitamins? Show us a receipt for 20% off a dime bag of Coke. Everybody should get in on it. That honestly, I don't know why we haven't done this before. It's a great way to get people on board for their fucking health, So let's do it. Did you guys see the shit about Chrissy Teigen? That was kind of wild, huh? But she's so nice. If you didn't see it, Chrissy Teigen, I guess allegedly, I don't know how many years ago or when, there's this girl, Courtney Stott. Well, I guess she's not a girl anymore. At the time, she was 16. This girl, Courtney Stodden, married like some 51-year-old dude. Gross.
Terrible news.
Yeah. So married this 51-year-old dude. And then Chrissy Teigen allegedly, well, I guess not allegedly, she admitted to it, DM'd her on like Twitter or something and told her she should kill herself, which, it's a bad look when your whole brand is like, she's so nice. She's like so nice. And everyone's, shitting on Chrissy Teigen and, I think you can change. I think that she's probably not the same person, but I also don't think she's as fucking nice as everyone thinks she is. I think that there's a lot, like if social media was around when they were kids, I think there'd be so much more of that shit. Like these people that are supposedly so happy and so nice in Hollywood, I'm sure when they were in their 20s, they were all fucking douchebags, and they would have, when they had nothing going on, they would, tweet at people and DM people and just do all that kind of shit. Like, maybe not even 20, maybe younger than that, but yeah, told her to kill herself. Take a dirt nap, I think was the, she said a number of things. But does it surprise? I don't know. People are shocked about this, and it doesn't surprise me. And when something like this happens, like when, the person immediately tries to make an apology, and it can, I don't know, like it's just a Twitter apology it just doesn't come off as genuine to me. I don't buy it, I want to see you. You're a fucking actor or a host or whatever. Get in front of that camera and start apologizing. And people were like, oh, well, yeah, it took her getting caught. It took her finding those DMs for her to really make that apology. Hey, well, duh. She probably totally forgot about it. She's probably telling everyone to kill herself back then. And so, most people will not apologize or cop to doing something until they get caught. That's kind of isn't that like some kind of human nature, self-preservation type thing? Yeah, I'm not going to, well, you only did it because you got, I know you're only sorry you got caught. Yeah, Rihanna. Exactly. You're 100% right. I think it's a very rare thing. I don't think anybody will just be like, you know what, this is what I did. And you know what, let me tell the whole world about something that I did 10 years ago that's going to be extremely damaging to my reputation and my brand and my business and my everything. Let me just go ahead and air this dirty laundry because it's really eating me up inside. Of course you didn't fucking do that. Who knows? Maybe John Legend, 10 years ago was messaging people on Facebook telling them to eat a dick. Who knows? We don't know. But I think there's going to be more, I don't know. There might be more of this that comes out. I think this is going to be a thing of the future. There's going to be people now that are really young that are, commenting on people's YouTube pages and their Twitter feed and just telling people like, you suck, oh my God, you fucking stupid and all this stuff. And then they're going to blow up. They're going to become famous off of, TikTok or YouTube or whatever. And then their shit's going to come out. It'll all come out in the end. I'm sure that, if I've said something that to somebody, although I don't tweet at anybody. I don't DM anybody. I don't leave comments on YouTube. What? Why? Who gives a fuck? I'll talk about you separately. I'll talk about you, on a podcast or on stage, but I'm not going to tweet at you like a fucking loser. Not doing it. So if you want to pull something I said, and I said it, it's much easier to defend something that you say than it is to defend something that you tweet. That's why I'm not good at Twitter, to be honest. I'm not good at, I'm in my head too much of trying to formulate it the right way. And I'm like, if I'm going to focus this much on writing something, I'm probably just going to leave it for stand-up. As if me putting it on my Twitter page is like burning material. I have 45 followers on Twitter. It's kind of embarrassing. But it's because I don't use it. I don't use it. I have to remind myself to tweet something. Isn't that gross? I just got a TikTok too. Haven't posted anything yet, but a friend of mine convinced me. He's like, it's just another place to put up your shit. And I was like, I just don't like the idea of having a TikTok. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason for you people as to why I don't want a TikTok, but I don't want one. It just weirds me out and not doing it. Remember I told that story about getting my scooter stolen? Well, I got another one. Got another scooter because I need it to commute places, and I just bit the bullet, and I was like, you know what? It's going to be incredibly valuable. It's also incredibly fun, so I bit the bullet, and I got a fucking scooter. I had to go all the way out to Queens. I'm in Queens. I Flushing. And there's this, giant bike store, and they got all the bikes lined up. And, people shit on car salesmen. Like, oh, they're so sleazy, and, they try to sell you on shit, and they talk to you like you're their best friend. Dude, talk to a fucking bike or, motorcycle salesman. Just as bad, if not worse. And I had this guy who, I'm looking at this bike, and he can see me looking at it, and he's like, oh, I got one. And he was like this Middle Eastern, my friend type guy, and he's got an earbud in one hand he's got a unlit cigarette, and in the other hand he's got a bodega coffee, and I'm like, love it. I love it. We're indoors, cigarette. And the whole time we were talking, he had a cigarette in his hand. Never lit it, but just had it in his hand. And I'm like, what is the image that you people are putting forth here at this shop? So I'm talking to him about it. He's like, "Here, my friend, listen. I'm gonna give you the scoop. I don't like." Here's the thing that he did a lot when I was asking him about like some of the accessories and shit, like bike locks and different types of mirrors, or like, can you put a fucking basket thing on the back for my backpack? And I don't like when I ask you what the price is and you tell me the price, but then tell me you're going to give it to me for a lower price. Don't like it. Don't do it.
Terrible news.
Okay? Because I then can't trust any initial price that how do I know the thing doesn't actually cost $30 and you're like, listen, it's normally $40. I'll give it to you $35 because, you're my friend. I'm not your friend. Tell me what the price is. Why isn't the price the price? Just because I've been a decent customer and I have, I don't, because I might buy a bike, you're going to give this to me. I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it. What can I do besides trust you at your word? What can I do? You're telling me you're giving me a discount. I have to be happy about that. Although the bike lock, I went up and I looked it up on their website. Of course, not until after I got home. And it was the same fucking price. He was like, normally this is like $190, but I'll give it to you for $150. Nowhere on their website does it say it's $190. It's always been $150. So like this, you know what I mean? To not even use it to charge me more, which I would kind of respect the hustle. But like just because you want me to like you, or there was no like, hey, rate me as a salesman, so my boss gives me a raise. Like, what is the point of giving? Like, listen, it's normally $190, but don't tell anybody. Okay, I'll give it to you for $150. Why? No, just what is the price? I don't understand how they make the prices of things. I don't. Why? Like the fact that things are more expensive because people can afford to pay for them. That kind of shit just boggles my mind. I get like a supply and demand thing, like, oh, everyone wants to live in New York. The supply, the demand goes up, so the supply down in price, if so facto. I get that, but is there such a demand on everything? Like, why is like milk more expensive here, and then you go to New Jersey or something and it's less expensive? Is it just because rich people live in New York and they can buy it? Or is it like, is there some price factored in where it's harder to get milk to the city? And so that's why? I really don't get it. You go other places and you see how much shit costs. You're like, but why? And I'm not talking about houses or land or anything like that. I'm talking about like a Snickers bar. Why is a Snickers bar not the same fucking price everywhere you go? It's annoying.
Terrible news.
I'll never understand it. Like, okay, so the bodega on the corner, Ben and Jerry's, $6. Then I went into Manhattan, went to a bodega, not a big chain retail anything. Went to just a regular ass bodega. Went Ben and Jerry's, $7.99. $2 increase. We're in the same state. What are we doing? Did I pay for it? Yeah, because I wanted the ice cream. I wanted it then. And they also had a flavor that my local one didn't have. Besides the point. I mean, a $2 increase. That's insane. That's do a math. That's a big percentage up. I'm not good with percentages right off the top of my head. But I know it's a big increase. It's a quarter or a fourth of a quarter squared times the hypotenuse to the third side, but it's unsettling is what it is. Just make shit cost the same wherever the fuck you go. All right? Or I'm going to take my scooter and I'm going to roll it into your store. Don't make me, because I fucking will. Dude, this thing goes so fast. It goes pretty fast. Yes, I have a helmet. Are you being safe? Yeah. I am being safe. I have to because I had a a different type of scooter, a stand-up scooter that I got rid of recently, but I had it, and last March I was riding, and it's like a stand-up one, so you have to have both hands on at all times, and the wind took my hat, and you have that instinct, I don't know if I talked about this, the instinct to just kind of grab your hat. Well, I took my hand off, you can't steer it with one hand, and I fucking busted my head. So, yes, I have a helmet now, but this thing rips. So, and it's so crazy that it doesn't have to be like red. You don't need to get a license plate on it. Maybe you do, and nobody enforces it. But I mean, like, especially in Manhattan, like, I can ride. It's fast enough to where I can go in the lane. It's basically a motorcycle. And people think that riding the motorcycle in New York would be like a lot more dangerous than anywhere else, but I actually don't think it's the case. At least not for me, because there's so much shit going on. You're always so fucking tuned in. You don't have any time to check your phone or nod off or anything. There's so much happening that you need to be right there. You need to be fucking locked in for anything to happen. Oh shit, a pothole's coming, this and that. So you're always tuned in. Whereas if you're riding in, if you have like a motorcycle and you're on you're in Los Angeles and you're on the 405 and there's like 13 lanes and you're doing 80, that to me is a lot scarier, because those drivers are, they're not looking out for you. And maybe the New York ones aren't looking out for me, but they're at least used to it. Like, they're used to, if I make a turn right now, I'm probably going to cut somebody off, so let me look. And, I'm there. I have a horn. And also in New York, you're not really ever going that fast. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if somebody bumped me and I was doing 30, it would suck, but I'd survive. I would live. You crash on the 405 in LA, you're a goner. Not going to happen. They said they might, in the future, the mayor was talking about this, they might make you have to put a license plate on your bicycle if you want to ride a bike in the city, because there's been there's been so many like bike crashes. I don't know how a license plate then comes into play. It doesn't make you any safer. It just means it's another way to fucking register you. Would you have to have a bicycle license to ride in New York City? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're telling me you teach your kid how to ride a bike, and if he wants to ride his bike, he's got to go to the bike DMV and get it registered. He's got to sit in line with those just poor, sad people behind the glass and just like, do you have all the proper identification? And the kid's like, I have my bicycle that my dad just got me for my birthday, and I'm not old enough to have a license. Then you have to have a proper New York State identification card if you want to go. Is that where it's going to head? How about you just let people ride a fucking bike? No, but I don't know. He didn't say he was going to do it, but it's like moving in that direction or something like that. I don't know. But I'm not gonna do it. And I have a fucking parking space now. The last one got stolen. Last scooter I had got stolen, but and so I messaged the landlord and I was like, can I use the parking spot in the back? Nobody's using it. He's like, yeah, sure. Why didn't I ask you earlier? So upset. Didn't have to park it on the street this whole time. Okay.
Terrible news.
How about John Mulaney out here in these streets, huh? Making shit happen. He's dating who he got like divorced and in a new relationship within like one news cycle. That was unbelievable. Maybe he's seen her on the side. Dude, what does rehab do to you that makes you just reevaluate your life like that? Because that's when it happened, right? It seems as soon as he came out of rehab, he was like, yeah, no, I'm all set. Oh, that addiction thing, man, it is fucking weird. I'm so glad that I don't have that bug of like, oh, I can't drink. If I have one beer, then I'll lose my mind. I'll go insane. I'm so glad I don't fucking have that. I can just get drunk and then just have normal regret like everyone else. I don't lose my family. Yeah, I had one drink and then I didn't pay my rent for 2 months. Jesus. Yeah, you should get some help. And it essentially, at least from movies and shit, it seems like group therapy where you just fucking talk about it. And then some places, like the rich people rehabs, that seems just like a cool vacation. You're just in a spa or whatever but I guess there has to be a rich AA and a poor person's AA. They can't all be awesome, because then if you had somebody who's like living a shitty existence and then they go to AA and AA is a fucking vacation spot, then they get all happy and then they go back to their shit existence, it's probably going to trigger them to do drugs again, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just here to help, okay? I say the real AA we need is Shake Shack burgers and fries. I think that we can get people off heroin in this country and off opioids if we just give them Shake Shack burgers and fries and Krispy Kreme donuts. Okay? Get on it, Biden. I want you to partner up with McDonald's and just drive down the city streets in every major city in this country and just, instead of giving them the meds they need, just give them free cards for chicken nuggets and fries. If you take all your vitamins, we'll give you fast food. Oh my God, the world is laughing at us. Okay, enough nonsense. That's the podcast this week. Thanks for listening. I'll be back next week. I'm about to go and do this show in New Jersey, which I'm very grateful to do, but also it's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer, this show, because it's outside of this tavern. It's on a Sunday. The owner sits in the audience and heckles you. You'll make a joke. He's like, "That's a fucking good one. One time my cousin Darius, he was on the," and you're like, "What? Huh? Why are you talking?" But you can't shit on the guy because he fucking owns the place. And, he's the one who gives you the free chicken sandwich or whatever. He's very uptight. This owner is very uptight about his food. First time I did this show, he was like, "You could talk about anything. You could joke about me. You could joke about, fucking de Blasio. You could joke about anybody. I don't give a fuck. Don't talk about the food. Okay? Don't talk about the food. You mention the fucking hot dogs, I'll fucking beat your ass. Eh? You mention the buttermilk fried chicken with the basket onion rings." He's plugging the food with the basket onion rings on his side. You mention that and you dismay in any kind of way, I kick your ass. I was like, okay. I wasn't planning on talking about your fucking food. You Jersey sleazeball. Oh, God. But excited to do it anyway, Should be fun. We'll see. All right, that's it. See you next time. Peace out.